start adding some information into that index page. Okay, well, the main content of the web page is put in the body tags. So let's just put something in there. This is my first HTML document. And then we just save it again. Okay, and we can now just refresh it. And there we go. If you notice, I just press the refresh button. You can also press F5 in Internet Explorer, and that will just reload the page and show the current version as it is stored on your computer. Now, at the moment, it is just on my computer, so nobody else is able to view it in the world apart from me, because they don't have access to my computer. In the real world, what happens is that once you've created your document, you then upload it to a web server. And a web server is specially designed computer that has an internet connection that's always on and allows access to certain parts of that computer from anybody in the world. And you would upload that document to that web server. Once it's uploaded, if someone knows the address of that page, then they can then load it using their Internet Explorer browser or their Firefox browser, etc. And they can also view that document. We'll look at how you can upload documents to a web server towards the end of this video tutorial. Right, so this is our first HTML document. Let's start adding some more markup into our document. Okay, so there we go. This is my first HTML document. So let's now start a new line. Welcome everybody. And then let's save it again and refresh. Okay. So you'll notice that the text has been updated, but it's not actually on a new line as I put it in my HTML document here. The reason for this is that browsers disregard white space after the first bit of white space. So when I say white space, I mean just a space character or a carriage return. And so therefore, even though I've got a carriage return here, it doesn't actually get shown. It gets shown as a single space there, you'll notice. Okay. There we go, got a single space there. So we actually need to start inserting other bits of HTML to be able to format our document and structure it in the way that we want people to be able to view it. Okay, well, the first way that we might be able to do that is perhaps to use a headings tag. So let's start adding a header tag to these, and these go from H1 through to H6. Okay, so let's see the effect that surrounding that first sentence with an H1 tag is going to have. So if you remember, we need to just save it after changing. So there we go. All of a sudden our text has been formatted, and it's been formatted because of those H1 tags around it. An H1 tag is actually something called a block element, and therefore nothing else can be on the same line as that block element, which is why the welcome everybody has now been moved on to a second line. If we go back to our HTML document, let's now use an H2 tag on welcome everybody. Okay, and we'll reload that as well. And there we go. So we can see that H1 has the largest font size, and H2 then is the next largest, etc. Down to H6 being the smallest. So if we put some more text in there, and now let's surround it with an H5. Just remember that the closing tag has that /. Save it and refresh, and there we go. So we're now formatting the text that we've got there because of the tag that text is enclosed within. Okay, so that's ideal for perhaps a header or a title to the page, but perhaps we just want to now also add some standard text. So I'm just going to get rid of the H2 and the H5. And I'm going to type in some text. And there we go. Okay, this is my first HTML document. I want as a title, and then I've got, I hope you like this page on my website. However, it is only very basic at the moment. So if we press save and we refresh that, okay, so we've now got just our title that's enclosed within that H1 tag, and we've got the rest of the text not enclosed in anything at the moment. Okay, so you might ask, well, if it perhaps disregards things like a white space, how do we then start a new paragraph or separate that text? Okay, well, you do actually have something called a paragraph tag within HTML, and it just uses the P tag to open it, and we can then just end the paragraph with the same closing statement, so /P. And we can then start the next new paragraph with a P, and again close it. Okay, so if we now save that, and let's have a look at the effect that that's going to have on it. Okay, great. So now we do have some text that's got a carriage return after it, and we can imagine that if we had a lot of text here, then this could be paragraph 1, this could be paragraph